But welcome everybody. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button.
I remember in middle school when you felt self-conscious if you were the last one to go through puberty. That really went topsy-turvy, didn't it?
Sometimes the Hasbara, it's too much explaining yourself and it's too apologetic.
Be sure to hit the notifications bell.
I actually do believe Israel won't just bomb countless civilians.
Be sure to tweet this out. Be sure to put this up on your Facebook.
You have to be kind to people. Being kind is the guys in this mess in the first place.
Put this up on your Reddit.
Chile is a country.
Be sure to cut and paste, a link to this to go into your favorite Facebook chat group.
It's good to see so many normal people in here.
Now, spanking isn't just my deep, dark personal secret. It's America's deep, dark secret.
I've never seen it explained so simply anywhere.
Put this on WhatsApp. Put this on Telegram. Put this on your favorite messenger app.
Hello, and welcome to the Untitled Anarchist Seagull channel. I'm your host, an Untitled Anarchist Seagull called Elise. And I think we've got some interesting stuff tonight. How's everybody doing in chat? After the stream last night, had a chance to have a proper look at the ICJ's advisory opinion on the 1967 occupied territories. And so I wanted to just add a little bit to what I was saying yesterday. I did a whole thread on this on Twitter, and I'm gonna just link that in chat. I'm also just gonna link. This is the full opinion for anyone who wants to follow on there. Just to start out, because it's really, I mean, what this advisory opinion does is essentially every single talking point Zionists use to justify Israel's presence in the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem, and to justify everything they do there, is comprehensively just refuted in this opinion. And it's nothing. There's nothing surprising in it, because it's what, like, human rights organizations, NGOs, international law experts from all over the world, basically anyone who isn't paid to make excuses for Israel, has been saying for a very long time. But still, having it all in one place is kind of useful, and it's going to, particularly countries like Germany that at least like to make a pretense of caring about international law, will be made somewhat uncomfortable by this, I think. I've been looking at German official Twitter, and the cope is hard. They're divided between lying about it and pretending all it said was that the settlements are illegal, and just lying about it, and like just getting pissed off about it and saying it's Unterkomplex. Unterkomplex is a German word that is used anytime you point out to, like, a socially acceptable racist that they're doing something racist, you'll be told it's Unterkomplex. It's not complex enough. Now, you would think that, like, sort of like people will say it's complicated, except they don't mean to start a conversation about how complicated it is and why it's complicated and all the nuances or whatever. They just want you to shut the fuck up, which is exactly what Unterkomplex is all about. So one of the really notable things in there is they had to address basically all the stuff about the 1967 occupied territories that they addressed in the opinion on the wall about 20 years ago, plus Gaza. They did not have to say anything about Gaza back during the wall opinion, because it was about the wall, and the wall's the West Bank. So they had to, in order to answer the questions that were put to them by the General Assembly, determine whether under international law the Gaza Strip is occupied. And they went through, they discussed it in detail and concluded, yes, it is. And that's paragraph 93 of the opinion. They also they pointed out that Israel has obviously effective control over Gaza, had it before October 7th, and obviously now there's no dispute that there can be no dispute that Gaza is being occupied because there are literal boots on the ground. But even without that, the ICJ confirms that yes, it is occupied, as basically everyone serious who has considered the situation has said. They also put the kibosh on using Oslo as an argument to justify this shit. Hey, River Rune, Mask of the Red Death. They point out that there is an article of the Fourth Geneva Convention, which is the one on military occupations and civilian populations, that says that if an occupier gets an occupied population to sign an agreement that signs away their rights or the duties of the occupying power, then that's invalid. Which is why, and so that provision was created specifically for situations like Oslo, which purported to do exactly that. So, so there's that. Then, let me see. They also very clearly state that East Jerusalem is occupied territory, that's not, there's no exception there, even though, and actually the fact that Israel has even more completely applied their domestic law to it actually makes it even worse. They also, I mean, you can't come away, this also definitively states that, I mean, it doesn't explicitly go into the issue of Palestinians, the validity of convictions of Palestinians from the 67 territories in Israeli courts, but it very clearly points out that they're invalid, because it points out, it has a long discussion about how you can't apply your domestic law to a territory you're occupying. They also, in paragraph 229, address the issue of apartheid and say, yeah, they are carrying out the racial segregation or apartheid under, they didn't look at the criminal definition from the Rome Statute, they used the Convention on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, and they said, yeah, they're doing that. Yeah, well, that was the U.S. response. The U.S., the official U.S. response is that the UN is being so unhelpful. It's not helping the cause of peace. Why does International Court of Justice have to point out that the illegal shit we're doing's illegal? Don't they understand that makes it harder for us to get away with doing the illegal shit we're doing? Now, okay, they also talk about the duty to provide reparations, and basically their answer to reparations is Israel needs to get the fuck out. They need to restore everything that they wrecked. They need to pay monetary compensation, and the settlers have to leave, obviously. They also say that other states are under a duty not to do anything in terms of investments or anything. Well, it's looking more like it's going to happen now than it was a couple of years ago, because Israel is just falling apart at the seams at this point. This, I don't think that this is going to be the, this is not going to be the grace knock. But it does put pressure on those countries that at least pretend to care about international law, one of them being Germany. It will at the very least make it much harder for them to argue these things, to justify what they're doing, and some of them may actually some of them may actually stop. But I mean, yeah, what's going to change the situation is the situation on the ground, which is really bad for Israel. Like, I mean, economically, they're falling apart at the seams. And now, their vaunted Iron Dome turns out to be an iron colander. So, like, the entire idea that they have this badass, invincible army that nobody can fuck with has been more or less comprehensively refuted. They actually admitted in court filings that they've got no fucking, well, the entire world economy is in serious trouble in a lot of levels, but Israel's economy is very specifically in trouble because their import-export business has kind of dried up, and a huge number of the people who normally have jobs are in the reserves, doing mass murder. So they're falling apart in a very special sort of a way economically. And they're running out of tanks and shit. So, I mean, essentially this will be a very useful thing to cite at Zionists who do. Yeah, but Israel is suffering in a, yeah, I get that. The global economy is in trouble in a number of ways, but Israel's got some additional ways on top of that. Now, I got various options. We could continue to watch AOC spilling the tea. Oh yeah, it's wonderful time to be alive. We're in the find out century, having been born at the end of the fuck around century. She's spilling the tea, except mostly she's just letting it get cold. Okay, there's some Darman bullshit that showed up in my recommendations. Yeah, I know, that was actually painful. Mean lady destroys gender reveal! What happens will shock you. It's that seems like bad in all the ways that we like. We've got, Cenk Uygur of the Young Turfs debating a Zionist goon by the name of Ben Glebe, who was apparently involved in the attacks on the UCLA encampment. We've got, let's see, we've got Vush standing Destiny. We've got Zanderhold, TYT declare war on Biden. Cenk can't make any arguments. We've got more Zanderhold. Biden's good, and I'm tired of pretending he's not. So we got some Zanderhold bullshit. We got some TYT bullshit. We've got progressive. Yeah, I know. It's that much is true. You really can't argue with that part. We've got this progressive victory project grift. Vush is answering political questions. It's from a year ago, but I'm actually kind of curious about that particular grift. And the fact, we had a huge amount of fucking AOC left. It's hard to believe since she had only just begun to say something substantive, but we had 45 minutes of AOC left, because it was all just her saying, so here's what I'm gonna say, what we're gonna say is, and this is why I'm saying it, and I gotta preface this with this other thing. So there's some ridiculous Darman bullshit, some Young Turfs, some Zanderhole. There's lots. TYT declared war on Biden. Actually, has also got me curious. Okay. Well, Zanderholt complaining about the Young Turfs, or the Young Turfs themselves? Which shall we do? It's it's a bit of a jabroni pile-on one way or another. Darman is a a guy who makes horrible cringe-ass movies, short videos, that that are just the worst in clickbait, and he does not pay his cast members, and the production values suck ass, and not the nice way, and it's all just amazing crap. And we've looked at some of these because it's this cringe crap that goes extremely viral. This one's got 26 million fucking views. Why? Cringeception? Which is cringeception? Oh, well, let's see. Maybe we could do both. Get into a little bit of, watch the Darman bullshit, watch the Xander Hole complaining about jank. That's what we'll do. Warm up with some Darman bullshit. You know, if it gets too painful, we can always switch away. Here we go. Mean lady destroys gender reveal. What happens will shock you. Stop buffering.
And did you make sure that Ricardo put the right color inside?
Yep, I triple checked it's the right color.
Good. This whole event needs to go smoothly. Or... Are you kidding me, Tamika? What did I just say?
I'm so sorry, it was an accident.
Accidents are for babies in diapers. You need to be more careful.
Okay.
Come on, Patty, don't act like you've never knocked over something before.
I've never knocked anything over before. I am immune to gravity.
Matter of fact, I haven't. Every one of my gender reveal parties.
How many fucking gender reveal parties has she had? I mean, and last I heard, knocking something over is the least that happens at the fucking gender reveal parties. I mean, isn't it usually somebody, rigs up a bunch of Semtex and blows up an entire city block?
Have been flawless.
That's not possible.
Yeah, the concept is inherently flawed. There's no way you can have a flawless gender reveal party.
Everyone makes mistakes. At least I'm owning up to it.
Like, somebody made the mistake of putting her in a shirt that's 3 sizes too big.
Mistakes.
What the fuck is this Cruella de Vil performance?
The only mistake I can think of is hiring you.
Union.
See? All clean. Like nothing ever happened. And fortunately, I planned ahead and I brought extra cupcakes. So I will frost these ones and we'll be all good.
You better not mess up anything else.
Okay, this sentimental music over her just channeling her inner Amy Klobuchar.
And ruin my perfect Yelp score.
I paid all sorts of influencers to get that perfect Yelp score.
I swear.
Wait, it's a perfect Yelp score, she's only got fucking 14 reviews?
I get a bad review.
I've never met someone so obsessed with their Yelp reviews.
How many people does she know who have Yelp reviews?
There are over 30 caterers that specialize in gender reveal parties. And I'm currently rated #1. And I plan on keeping it that way. Do you know why, Tamika?
I have to say, this over-the-top performance, this is a great example of the sort of minimum effort for minimum wage, because Darman does not pay his actors a lot of the time. There's all sorts of problems. People have written about how they were living in their car when they were, on-screen talent for him and shit. So, the fucked up performances, to me, are an example of minimum effort for minimum wage. So she's doing Cruella de Vil, why the fuck not?
Because you're a perfectionist?
Because I don't make mistakes. My high ranking guarantees business all year long. And thanks to that, you have a job.
She dropped a fucking cupcake and nobody's even there.
Well, I'm sure today's review will be just fine.
They'll be much more concerned with the fact that with the forest fire that's gonna break out when they set off whatever incendiary device they're gonna use to worry about a fucking cupcake.
I hope it is.
And it's like yellow ass cakes too. What kind of bullshit cupcakes are these? No chocolate? Fucking gender reveal. I mean, I guess like yellow cake, white cake. I mean, gender reveal parties are some white shit, so I guess white cake is right.
Otherwise,
Oh my gosh, it looks so cute,
right? Do you love it or do you love it?
Yes, I'm so excited.
What are these, cookies?
What? She's never seen a cupcake before? Yeah, specializing in the shittiest kind of party ever.
I can't have cookies.
Those are cupcakes, Mom.
Cupcakes! Oh, I can't have those either.
Well, how do you know? You didn't know what they were a second ago.
Sorry, her vision isn't as sharp as it used to be. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is big. She's got like fucking Lunchable charcuterie board, some generic ass balloons.
In this balloon is the colored powder. And once you pop it, you will find out the gender!
The gender of the balloon?
I can't wait. I want to do it now.
No, we have to finish the cupcake.
Wait, they're the ones giving the party. Surely they already know this shit. Isn't the idea, I mean, I don't understand this bullshit at all, the entire bullshit trend, but I thought the idea was that it was a party where you reveal the genitals of your fetus to friends and family who do not already know. Surely the people giving the party already know this.
Okay, so when we're done, we can begin.
Sounds wonderful. This is going to be awesome.
No, it isn't.
Thank you for everything. This whole service has really been a lifesaver.
Yeah, what? This is a life-saving gender reveal party, is it? Like, what was gonna happen if you didn't have a fucking gender reveal party with generic cupcakes?
It's been my pleasure. At Patty's parties, we always promise the most perfect party possible.
Wow. That sounded like a real tongue twister.
Oh, before I forget, here's the rest of the payment.
Thank you so much, Leslie Ray. I appreciate this.
You know, this seems kind of like a waste of money in my opinion.
Wait till you see the high explosives we've got rigged up out back. When you
Mom, please.
Well, I mean, back in my day, we didn't have gender reveal parties.
Well, because the caterer knows the gender of the balloons because the caterer chose the balloons.
It was based on a feeling.
What? Wait, what? What do you mean it was based on like the party is... Does she think the gender reveal parties are where they do the ultrasound?
And I have a feeling it's gonna be a girl. I can just tell.
I don't know. All right, Mom.
Well, maybe you should just wait and ask.
Oh, well, no, for sure, once we pop that balloon.
Watch it!
Oh, sorry.
What did I tell you about playing in the kitchen? Elliot.
Sorry, he's just a crazy ball of energy.
It's okay. Everything's fine.
Kids are a handful. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna survive too.
Oh, I know it's tough, huh? But they're totally worth it. And if you guys decide to have a third, you know who to call, right?
What, for some basic ass, just white cupcakes and...
Yes, I will. Everything has been perfect.
The fucking party hasn't started yet. What do you mean everything's been perfect? You just got there, they're just laying this stuff out. Like, literally nothing has happened yet.
And I'll be sure that Yelp review I'm gonna write says just that.
Thank you
Yeah, but wait, you don't want to see what I'm gonna put on TripAdvisor, though.
so much. You know, Yelp reviews are my love language.
The guy who invented love languages, if you didn't know, is a creepy Christian fundamentalist fuck.
Oh, Rex was supposed to be in the garage. Who let him out? Ugh. Come on, Mom, let's go. Thank you so much.
Of course, stop it. We'll see you soon. I hate kids. They ruin everything. Make sure that little twerp doesn't come back here.
Wow, I mean, she's just a pleasure to work for.
Got it. I'll put electrical fencing around the cupcakes.
Very
Well, no, just tell her that they're not really very good cupcakes. They won't. Then they'll stay away.
funny. You know, maybe that's why you make so many mistakes, because you're just joking around so much.
Whereas you're just channeling fucking Cruella de Vil and every like female Disney villain ever.
Okay.
I mean, that
The
energy
cupcakes are
is
ready to
totally
go.
great for a
Finally.
party.
I'll take those outside while you cut some more cheese on the board. Can you do that?
Yeah, she could totally cut the cheese.
No problem.
Okay. What are you doing?
Cutting the cheese. What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
Those pieces are way too thick. Don't you know how to prep a charcuterie board?
It's just Lunchables.
I didn't think it was.
Oh, that's right. You didn't think.
Also, that's a shitty knife for that. You're not. What fucking color is this cheese? That's not cheese. That's Nerf. But also, you're not gonna get thin slices with that fucking knife.
Okay, so why don't you just go ahead and take the little cupcakes outside, okay? And I'll go ahead and cut this. Can you do that for me at least?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah?
I got it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
And she walks out, and hiding in the bushes, there's an IWW rep ready to explain to her why she doesn't have to put up with this shit.
Don't trip on your way out. Oh, what a disaster. You know what?
Also, that's not a charcuterie board, it's just some, like, orange-ass Nerf cheese. And, like, bits of summer sausage. This is, like, the ingredients. I watched this thing. Well, no, she also didn't train her in knife skills, because you would not make thin fucking slices with that. You can't make thin slices with that fucking knife. What, with that Nerf-ass cheese. This reminds me of, like, there was an Uncle Roger video I saw the other night, where he's reviewing some guy who was making what he called prison pizza. And, I mean, this looks like the ingredients of prison pizza, actually.
Patty's parties are perfect. Patty's...
What, okay, what color? The powder is gray. Does that mean the kid's gonna be non-binary?
No, no, no.
Oh, it's pink. Oh, great! It's the grandmother who doesn't know what cupcakes are and understands that gender reveal parties are bullshit.
I can explain.
Is that, pink I see?
Yeah, it's theme cocaine.
Yeah, it's from the cupcakes. It got a little messy.
Well, isn't that the balloon that Leslie's supposed to pop?
Wait, suddenly her eyesight has improved. A minute ago, she couldn't tell what the difference between a cookie and a cupcake, and now all of a sudden she's fucking Hawkeye.
Mom, come take a picture with us.
Yeah, give me a minute.
No, Mom, we need you now.
They're about to set off the Semtex. Wait, why is she giving her side eye? Her whole point a minute ago was that she didn't see the whole point of this entire ridiculous cultural trend, and now she's like giving her side eye because the balloon popped? Jesus, like, you gonna do this all, like, 2 little
Everything
fucking
okay?
slices
Yep,
at a time?
everything's fine.
I thought I heard a noise.
No, just finishing up the cheese.
You haven't done shit to the
Where'd the
cheese.
black balloon go?
Black balloon. Oh, I think someone took it outside already.
Yeah,
out there, I didn't see
exactly.
Then go look again. And take these balloons with you. And try not to mess up anything else.
Whatever you say, boss.
¿Ustedes son huevones o qué?
She didn't, wait.
You've got to be kidding me.
Why is she using that? Like, there are paper towels, surely. She was just using them. What the hell is mumbing?
He's here.
Oh, he's rigging up the propane tank that they're gonna blow up for the gender reveal.
Hello. Ah, Miss Patty, how are you?
I am
What do you need in propane and propane products?
in a bit of a jam. I need one of those black balloons delivered ASAP. Yeah, okay. You are a lifesaver, believe me. Now, you can bring it to 526 Fallbrook Street. Occupied!
I'm so sorry, but I really have to use the bathroom.
Leslie, one moment. Is there another bathroom you can use?
Unfortunately, our other bathroom isn't working.
Like, what do you need to fucking...
How much longer?
Just a moment. All right, I gotta go, but please hurry.
Oh, just remind me, what color was the... Hello?
It doesn't fucking
Hello, Miss
matter.
Patty? Huh.
Please, I don't know how much longer I can wait.
This is this is a great gender reveal party.
Okay.
So she's gonna piss in the corridor. Well, what the fuck are you?
I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
Why is she using their bathrobe?
Go. Is that my robe?
Is this yours? I thought it was mine.
What?
I have the same one at home.
Well, yeah, why the hell would it be here?
Do you mind if I wear it?
Why? What's the?
I'm a bit cold.
Totally fine. I just really gotta go.
Of course.
What the fuck even is this?
Patty!
Hi!
People are loving those cupcakes. They're so delicious. Oh, is it almost time to pop the balloon?
You can pop a balloon.
2 minutes!
Oh, great. Oh, that trash can must be full. Here, I'll take it.
No!
I mean, this is a gender reveal party. Don't they have to fire off the RPGs first?
Silly. This is your party.
This is bizarre. This isn't new. This just came. I just noticing. It's from 2 years ago. It just showed up in my Rex today, though, and it's like, what? I mean, what?
Cleaning up. Please, let me take care of that for you.
Why are you wearing a fucking
Are you
bathrobe?
sure? Wow. You're so kind.
No.
No wonder you have that perfect Yelp score.
Nobody talks about Yelp this much.
That's why I'm here. Now go on back and entertain your guests.
Why? But still, why the fuck are you wearing my wife's bathrobe?
Wait a minute. My wife has that same robe.
What?
What are the odds?
¿Ustedes son huevones o qué?
Yes, they are supposed to have a point and a moral of the story, and what happens is supposed to shock us.
Now go back.
But it's just like clickbait, and there have been some rumblings that maybe this is money laundering, because Darman, before he got into this, he got done for fraud once.
Why are you wearing a robe?
Don't worry about that. By chance, do you have an extra shirt anywhere?
Her shirt was fine.
Yeah, I do. Why, did you spill something on yourself?
That's not important. Go and get it for me.
Sure, but I parked way down.
Well, then you better hurry. Go! Go! Go!
But then we're gonna have to walk through the gender reveal party minefield. I don't have the mind map. Do you have the gender reveal party mind map?
Go!
The twist is that it's... What? Why is she doing this? Why is there a second bin liner in that bin already?
Can this day get any worse?
Yeah, you could be watching this movie.
Having a sister?
Ah, shoot.
This is amazing!
No, it isn't.
Can you keep your voice down?
Grandma was right. It is a girl. That's what the pig made, right? No.
Well, no, you gotta wait, because we have to know what they think about it. That's gonna take a couple of years before they express an opinion.
No, that's not true. No, it's not what it looks like.
How can he tell what it looks like? It's just a bunch of crap from a bin spread everywhere. Like, how does he know what pig is he talking about?
Can you tell her?
No!
Why not?
Because I said so.
Not good enough.
Yeah, because the whole point of this is surely the people giving the party already know, and they're revealing it to others. Like, what is this? I don't know. This is weird straight people bullshit.
Look, I accidentally popped the black balloon. Just don't tell anyone, okay?
And what do I get if I don't tell anyone?
See, I like this kid because he's making her life difficult, and she deserves it.
Are you trying to blackmail me?
Yes.
Okay, look, if you don't tell your parents, then you can have all the cupcakes you want.
Well, yeah, that's not gonna fuck up the party at all.
I already had like a bunch. Gotta be better than that.
Yeah, those cupcakes sucked shit. They weren't even chocolate.
Brat.
You want money? How much we talking?
$50? Is that enough?
I'd rather tell my mom.
No!
Yeah, $50 ain't worth what it's used to.
Closer.
What are you gonna do with $150? Buy grapes?
Nice. Your secret's safe with me.
Yeah, okay, she doesn't know how to do this right because you're not supposed to give the entire amount until afterwards. Now he's got absolutely no reason not to do it. Oh wow, there's a garden hose. There's got to be another way she could fuck this up.
I'd rather not talk about that. Give me that.
By the way,
I accidentally tripped some of the gender reveal party landmines.
I can't find the black balloon.
What? I can't hear you.
I said I can't find the black balloon.
What? The black balloon is missing?
Well, we just can't find it.
That's what missing means.
What do you mean you can't find it? I mean, everyone's expecting us to pop it. Where did it
Yeah, I mean, those cupcakes weren't gonna hold people's attention for all that long. They weren't that good.
go?
Patty, I need your help.
Huh? Hi. What's the problem? The balloon is lost? Balloon? What balloon? I don't...
The black one. You know, the whole point of this party?
I thought the whole point of this party was... Oh, the genital balloon.
The black balloon. Yes, the balloon is,
How are we supposed to tell our nearest and dearest about our fetus's genitals if there isn't a fucking balloon to pop?
Everyone's here already. Who could that be?
Here, I'll check.
I know. You guys should go outside and mingle. This is your party. Go ahead. And I'll be there in a minute with the balloon.
Isn't gonna take much longer, is it? I mean, we're dying to know.
The party's only been going on for 15 fucking minutes.
Everyone's getting impatient.
Oh, no. I'll be there before you
Like,
know it.
what
Now
kind of...
Go. Get on it.
Is everything all right?
Yeah. Everything is perfect.
Hey, Miss Patty.
Thank you so much. Just put it on my tab.
Great, just one thing. You didn't tell me.
No, I'm good. Sorry, I gotta go.
Wait.
Was that Ricardo?
What?
The propane guy, Ricardo?
Ricardo? No, they had the wrong address. Now come on and let's
They had the wrong address, but they just happened to have a black balloon. Isn't that neat? That's so weird how that happened. And by the way, don't look in the kitchen, but the Aurora Borealis is there.
Sorry for the delay.
My assistant misplaced it, but I was able to find it after all.
Oh, thank
And the steamed hams are on their way out.
Goodness, I'm so excited.
Who's ready to find out the gender? Whenever you're ready.
All right, it's time. Come on, everyone, gather in.
Should we do a countdown?
Yeah.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, maybe this is why trans people are. Because somebody fucked up the powder in the gender reveal party.
This isn't right. It's supposed to be a girl. Oh, Mom. That would have been nice, but we're having a boy. I don't think so. I could have sworn.
I'm so...
Like, did they not have a fucking ultrasound? Like, does the way this gender reveal party thing in this weird-ass universe work is that somehow the party organizer is the only one to be aware of this?
Sorry. For what? I know I told Ricardo Pink. I don't know how this could have happened.
It's fine. You don't have to...
Your mom's right. It's a girl.
Excuse me?
Yeah, how the fuck do you know? Hasn't even been born yet. You haven't had a chance to ask.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry. If you can listen up. It was supposed to be pink powder, not blue.
Like, how would you even... I mean, the powder is only in the air for, like, a fraction of a second. How is that supposed to work in the first place?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I somehow made a huge mistake. I am so sorry. I triple-checked with the balloon guy. I don't know how this happened.
Well, then you didn't make the fucking mistake, and you didn't make the fucking mistake anyway. Is this gonna be another one of these where Darman has the person who's being abused actually just take it all and have that just be the whole thing? Like, with no comeuppance for the abuser? We've had that quite a few times. He really likes to have the twist be like that the person being abused somehow realizes that was okay somehow.
So we're not having a boy.
I told you. I don't even know what to say.
Wow, Tamika. To say that I am disappointed is an understatement.
Shut the fuck up.
This is not how Patty's Parties does business.
This is the most ridiculous shit ever.
I have never seen someone mess up this bad. No, stop it. Just no.
Hey, it's all right. Everyone makes mistakes, right?
Well, you were freaking out about it half a second ago.
The important part is that you owned up to it.
No, it's not all right. And to show you guys that I don't tolerate this kind of behavior, you're fired.
What?
Yeah, see, the real moral is union.
No,
that's really not necessary.
Yes,
And really, the real moral is communism.
it is. This is my reputation on the line here.
You do gender reveal parties, honey. You don't have a reputation.
I need this job. I don't want to hear it, okay? I demand perfection.
Is that pink powder on your forehead?
Wait, her eyesight keeps getting better. What was in that powder? Shit, she couldn't tell a cupcake from a cookie 2 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden she sees trace amounts of pink powder? What is this, fucking CSI gender reveal party?
My forehead? Oh, yeah. I don't see anything.
There wasn't any a second ago.
Rose vision is going out again.
No. Right. That is definitely pink powder. Is that your robe? Yeah. Why is it pink?
Also, why is it lying out there by the fucking bins would be a better question. And how these people like are so fucking incurious that they don't wonder, like they're not putting together that this is why she might have been walking around in somebody else's fucking robe.
Wait, you were wearing that.
So that was your robe?
Huh?
Patty told me it was hers.
Oh, she did. Okay, things are not adding up.
¿Ustedes son huevones o qué?
¿Ustedes son huevones o qué?
What's going on?
She popped the balloon!
Quiet, you little twerp!
See, this is why you can't give the entire amount in advance. Then there's no leverage to ensure that they hold up their end of the blackmail.
Hey, don't talk to my son like that.
What are you talking about, Elliot?
I saw her by the garbage can, and there was pink powder everywhere. She told me she accidentally popped the balloon.
You what? Wait a minute. Is that why I heard Ricardo? Did he bring you another balloon?
No, the balloon just spawned spontaneously.
If you look in the garbage can, you'll find everything you need to know.
Well, actually, you don't even need to look in it because she didn't get the stuff in there because the bag popped because...
Be quiet! And you better give me all that cash back, you little rat!
You cannot speak to him that way.
Yeah. You know what? We've had enough of this. You gotta go.
Well, when you are actually below the standards of people who have actual gender reveal parties, you know you fucked up.
Wait, please. Everyone makes mistakes, right?
Yeah, but the difference is you tried to lie about it.
No, she didn't try. She succeeded. She managed multiple completed lies. You gotta give her that. She did not just try to lie. She succeeded. She managed to lie.
No, seriously, go!
All right.
Don't you want the launch codes for the gender reveal party RPG?
All right, I'm leaving. Oh, and I'll be sure.
Oh, that is from a Chilean show called Los Archivos del Cardenal, the archives of the Cardinal's Files. It's a drama from Chilean state TV from a few years back about a group called the Vicaría de la Solidaridad, a Catholic Church-run organization that, among other things, did like legal defense for disappeared people and stuff like that during the dictatorship. And the guy there, that's Alejandro Trejo, which is one of the best Chilean actors currently working today. And he says, what are you, a bunch of dickheads? ¿Ustedes son hueones o qué? I have never had so much use for it than this.
This whole experience on Yelp.
Well, then I'm gonna start telling people to check out my TripAdvisor. So there.
You know, love language.
Well, when you're getting morally dunked on by people who have actual fucking gender reveal parties, you need to revise your life.
I'm so sorry about
Oh no, you don't need to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. Besides, it's probably good that you're not working for her anymore after the way she treated you.
Well, the trouble is now I'm not working also, and she owes me back wages.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
And I mean, it's all a cash business, so she's not paying into my fucking FICA, is she?
You could start your own company. You'll be way better than her.
Yeah, well, see, that's kids. They haven't heard about MCM versus CMC. I'll write it out.
I don't know about all that.
Oh no, he's right. And you know, as Latinos, we know a lot of people. We could recommend you to all our family and friends. Really?
Oh, this one again. This one again, where like he does this, where he did one of these with the gays, and it's like actually. Where it's like the gays are in some big conspiracy, and if you get in good with the gays, then you're set for life. And so now he's doing it with.
How? Okay. Maybe I'll think about it.
The full. If you're interested in the show, the whole thing is on YouTube.
At Patty's parties, we promised that they could. Hey, at least we know we're having a game!
Well, you don't really know that again. You're gonna have to wait a few years. Maybe the real message of this gender reveal is that your child is non-binary. Platinum package, $1,000 all included. No explanation of what's included in that. You just hand her $1,000 in cash and you just trust your luck, I guess?
So all my services are detailed on this flyer. We have a few packages to choose from.
Well, I definitely want to go with the platinum package.
Really? Okay.
But let me just wait for my wife so she can confirm it.
Of course.
Honey?
Yes.
Can I talk
Okay, he looks like Robin Williams in Good Will
to
Hunting.
you for a sec?
Sure.
She has 15 Yelp reviews and one of them isn't good.
Just be 1 second. Yes. What's up?
Look at this Yelp review. Not good.
Yeah, but she's got 4.5 stars. That's still really high.
Yeah, but it's not about that. Look what this family had to say.
Awful, she messed up the balloon reveal and lied about it. Then she tried to blame her assistant. Stay away. That's not a... I mean... That's a bad review, but it's also just not a very good review. Like put in the minimum effort to have the story there.
Wow, you're right. Well, what do we do now?
Don't worry, I found a better option, and she's rated number 1.
Okay. So, I just...
Like, who the fuck is making an entire living off nothing but gender reveal parties? Except for homeowners insurance companies.
I'm sorry, but actually we're gonna shop around a little bit more.
Are you sure? I can offer you a huge discount.
No, that's okay.
But
Thank you.
Hi, Tamika? We would love to work with you. Incredible Yelp reviews, by the way.
Like, wait, does fucking Darman get a kickback from Yelp for all of this advertising? Okay, now we're changing gears. We're gonna hear about how the Young Turfs declare war on Biden. Yeah, I mean, now we get to see his, like, fucking swastika-ass emblem.
So, kind of relevant with what we were just talking about in the last segment, but people were mentioning...
Anyone know what this, like, flag behind him is with this emblem?
That recently, and I didn't realize it was 6 days ago recent, Destiny and Cenk Uygur debated on whether or not Biden should drop out of the race. Now,
well, I mean, if there's anyone I want to hear about any of this from, it's like the fucking guy who is a huge fan of Kyle Shittendraus.
I have been seeing over the last week this narrative about Biden needing to drop out of the race from, like, a lot of lefties even. Like, we just did a
lefties.
Whole segment.
What do you mean lefties even? Leftists didn't like him to fucking begin with. Like, literally nobody ever liked this jabroni.
Going over Vosh's videos, talking about how he's made like 12 now.
A fictional flag, but is it a fictional... I mean, I figured it was a fictional flag, but is it a flag of something from fiction? I just haven't seen it before.
Now, in the last 2 weeks, about how Biden needs to drop out of the race. So,
I mean, he's so in touch with the leftist cinematic universe that he's just noticed something that people on the left have been saying since like 2019.
I want to hear like a more consolidated collection of some of the most informed and concise arguments for this side of things, like who should be replaced, what polling supports this, what argumentations. I want to see.
What polling? I mean, surely the argument at this point is that he's clearly like out of it.
A really strong.
Also, he's doing fucking genocide, and maybe that shouldn't be rewarded.
Like debate about this topic, just to see where the sides on this are and what they have. So apparently this is Brianna Wu, Joe Walsh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Destiny, Cenk Uygur, and someone else I don't...
Wow, it's like, it's all people who suck. And wait, am I hearing it right that the pro-Biden camp is headed up by fucking Destiny?
Recognize. Dude, Brianna Wu went, like, kind of crazy. Like,
well, you mean, apart from all of the white supremacist shit that she's been saying and just completely denying the existence of Palestinians and going on full-on pro-genocide lately?
She went...
And, and the nasty, like, turfist shit she's also been saying.
Kind of crazy and, like, became a conservative from what I can tell. I haven't followed it very closely, but like... I don't even know if she's supporting Biden. She might be on the...
Well, I mean, if she's a conservative, why wouldn't she?
Biden needs to be replaced side. Well, let's find out. But
who the hell's this guy in the bottom there?
Performance a little over a week ago. Many have expressed concerns about not only his ability to win in November, but his mental competence and whether or not he's experiencing cognitive decline.
Who is Brianna Wu? Brianna Wu is one of the original targets of Gamergate from back in the day.
Yeah, except that now she's, like, pro-Gamergate.
Like, there was a full-on, like, documentary made about it that was, like, on TV and stuff. Back when Gamergate was legitimately, like, these weirdo dudes on message boards organizing harassment campaigns against, like, women in the, like, games industry or adjacent to it. She was one of the big targets, right? Like, it started out with Zoe Quinn. And then, like, Anita Sarkeesian might have become a target before Brianna Wu. I don't remember in detail. To me, that was like a very much like parallel line of events that happened.
The question becomes, should Biden drop out of the race? Or, despite this misstep, is he still the Democratic Party's best chance to beat former president?
He never was the best chance, though. That is just such nonsense. Like, I mean... the only reason that he looks like that is because he is constantly compared to people who do even worse than him.
Trump.
So here's the thing. Cenk Uygur, I think, is a grifter who has gone down the, like just pursuing money, conservative grift route, just like...
I guess Xander Hall would know people who join that particular club because he shares a secret handshake with them.
Like, Anna Kasparian has. However, with that in mind, I've seen him debate before. He is capable of debating well, even if it's an incorrect position. So I'm hoping that we can hear some really strong arguments for why Biden should drop out here.
Like, I mean, I'd like to hear a good argument for why. I mean, the simple fact that Destiny is apparently in Biden's corner should be enough reason to explain why anyone who's actually wanting Trump to lose should not want Biden.
Like, I want to hear strong arguments. Because, like...
You wouldn't know what a fucking strong argument is.
I want to know what the strongest arguments are. Yeah, like, if they're compelling, then I want them to compel me, and if they're strong but wrong...
Compel me, senpai.
I want to know how to respond to them in the moment.
We've a great lineup today. With us, we are joined by Representative Joe Walsh, formerly representing the 8th District of the state of Illinois, Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, and friends of the channel, Destiny and Brianna Wu. I guess we'll start with this. Representative Walsh, we're going to start with you. What are your thoughts on this, please?
Good to be with you all. Look, the only thing that matters is Donald Trump cannot win. Donald Trump is un-American. He's lawless. He's a psychopath.
Like, okay, so, but he's also un-American?
He can't be anywhere near the White House again. That's all that matters. And we're at a point now where I don't think it's possible for Joe Biden to beat him anymore. Because the issue...
I mean, it was always long odds. It was always going to be a photo finish.
The issue has got to be Trump's...
Okay, this is interesting. The logic is that Biden, like, this is the line, is that Biden is such a weak candidate, we need to bully him out of office and out of the candidacy.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, Trump is not hard to beat. He's unpopular as fuck. The majority of the population in polls over and over again legit not only doesn't like him, but finds him seriously frightening. It takes effort to find somebody who can lose to him. You have to find somebody who sucks at roughly as much to lose to that guy.
And someone else, my niche candidate number 29,349,324 can. Yeah, that's the thing, though, right? It's like... Someone in my chat the other day said Michelle Obama.
Like, who? Why?
Supposedly Michelle Obama had like 2 points over on Trump.
Which, again, that is not hard, because Trump is extremely unpopular, like, historically unpopular.
So fair, but like, guys, do you really want to set Trump up to prevent the first ever female president a second time? Can you imagine how many times Donald Trump has nutted to the thought of the fact...
I don't need to think about Donald Trump nutting, and I don't need to think about Xander Hall while I don't think about that.
Fact that he stopped the first ever female president from getting elected, despite her winning the popular vote. That he stopped that glass ceiling. You better believe it's one of his greatest life accomplishments is that he stopped that glass ceiling from getting broken. If he's able to do it again, but with a black woman, he might literally orgasm the entirety of his 4+ year presidency. Like, if he beat a black woman as the not based take, no, this is real as fuck. Donald Trump is a racist piece of shit and a misogynist who definitely takes joy in the fact he's prevented the first ever female president. I don't think Michelle Obama could win, and I would not want to give Trump the, like, internal...
Also, who gives a shit? Like, who is, like, clamoring for... I mean, on a certain level, I think people would just be relieved for there to be somebody. And preferably somebody who does not up to their ass in a genocide. I think that is a factor that really is being underestimated. But, because just Biden is, and always has been unpopular, because he was the guy, remember? Like, people forget this stuff because we're very much encouraged to have short memories. But he was the guy in the middle of, like, 2020 when, I mean, people, there's so much shit that is just crying out for major changes. And you had the 2020 uprising against racist police terror. And you had a public health system that actually does a better job protecting the virus than just about anything else. And, student debt all through the roof, the healthcare system, an absolute fucking disaster, all this stuff. people like fucking clamoring out for things to really seriously change, and Biden was the guy who led with nothing should fundamentally change. Like,
joy of preventing the America's first black female president, on top of stopping just straight up like America's first female president, who won the popular vote as well. Like he straight up stole that from Hillary. You know, like she got more votes.
Well, no, he didn't steal that from it. I mean, surely if anyone stole that from Clinton, it was the founding fathers who decided that there should be this electoral college bullshit.
The issue cannot be Joe Biden's unfitness, i.e. his age. So I don't think Biden gives us the best opportunity to keep that psychopath out of the White House.
Well, now let's hear Destiny explain why it's good that the election should be contested between two geriatric white supremacist rapists who are both genocidal and are fighting over whose dementia is the worst.
Mind you, Biden, once again, the only person to ever beat Donald Trump in an election.
That there's only been one other election. He says that as if that is a meaningful statement. Like, there have been two elections that Donald Trump has been in. Both of them, he ran against utter hate figures. People who were legit unpopular amongst the people whose votes they needed. One time, the opponent squeaked by. The other time, Trump squeaked by. That just tells you that the Democrats are insisting on picking people nobody really likes. Nobody wanted fucking Clinton. They wanted
even
no
among
Trump.
Other conservatives, the only one to ever beat him. Mind you, that said, Donald Trump is still in his weakest state right now. I don't think we should try and fix something that is so far from being broken.
Wow, yeah, I mean, everything's just so wonderful right now, Zan. I mean, why would you want to change it? You've got an incoherent genocidal fuck walking around not knowing what year it is and then just, killing a couple 100,000 Palestinians just for the memes. And a bunch of people whose entire job is to suck up to him and pretend that that's okay. Like, literally, at this point, it seems like the only people who are really clearly trying to keep him in are his close family members, especially his son, Nepo Biden. I mean, Hunter.
Okay, thank you. And we'll get into it as we go, I'm sure. Next up, we have a friend of the channel, Brianna Wu. What are your thoughts here?
So, all respect to my good friend Joe, but I think something happened with his party is they lost the ability to be able to challenge, the powers within the party, and as a result of that, the Republican Party basically became a cult.
Well, I mean, I think actually it's not a matter of losing the ability to challenge the powers within the party. I think it is not having a particular desire to. There is not the fundamental conflict between, supporters of the Republicans and the donors of the Republicans that exists between people who support the Democrats and the people who fund the Democrats. There is much more overlap in positions and class interests between the former than the latter.
We don't have that culture in the Democratic Party, and I actually think the conversation we're having right now is very, very healthy. It's a sign of a party that is not a cult. So I know it's very stressful right now. I've been yelled at.
I mean, that's somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, it's really always great when you have to reassure yourself that the party that you back is not a cult.
I guess kind of true. I
don't think there is a non-cult in all this. Because all of it requires people to just sort of pretend they don't know things that they know. It all requires people to pretend to be excited about a motherfucker that they're not really excited about, and the polls bear that out. And I mean, one of the really impressive ones was they did one where they were asking people who voted were supporting either one of them, Trump or Biden. They said, is this a vote for the guy you support, or is this against the guy that you don't want to get in? And, Trump's voters overwhelmingly were saying they were voting for Trump. Biden's voters were overwhelmingly saying they were trying to keep Trump out. And the thing is, if your entire campaign is based around keeping the other guy out, it really does not particularly matter all that. It's not like there's like some major changing of gears that happens if you put somebody else in. Not that because you still have the fundamental argument you're trying to keep the fascist toilet monster out, and so you have to back the diazepam.
I don't think it's a cult to have a generally unanimous agreement on a set of positions or an idea. I don't think that's cult-like. Like being like the scientific community has a 99.9% like consensus that man-made climate change is real. I don't think that means it's a cult of science.
Yeah, but this is not that.
The term cult in this context really feels like it's just being used by people that like don't like Biden in the same way that like a flat earther says the round earth cult.
Wait, we haven't even heard which side of that she's on. All she said is that it's good that there is debate. Now, never mind that this debate has been stifled systematically for 4 fucking years until now. Never mind that, because but she hasn't even said whether she agrees with Zanderhal or not. All she said is it's good there's a debate. That proves that the Democrats aren't a cult, and I would say that would have proved that there wasn't a cult dynamic is if this had happened 4 years ago and there had been like some. Hello.
They recognize that
Boa noite.
They are on a somewhat numbers-wise small side of the discussion, an insignificant side of the discussion, because to be very clear, the majority of Democrat voters are not calling for Biden to step down.
He's totally wrong there. I mean, that's absolute bullshit. You can go back months, and the polling has been saying that the overwhelming majority, like 70-80%, have been saying, actually going back more than months, like years, that he's past it, he should step down. He was not a popular fucking candidate in the primary either. It was all that fucking vote rigging that happened where, because you're allowed to just hand your votes over to other candidates in a Democratic primary, that even made it possible for Biden to win. It wasn't because people were coming out for him. It was because the various people who did better than him all gave him their votes.
Because they're not calling for anything right now.
Yeah, except they fucking are. I mean, with Zanderhal, it's always hard to tell. Is he really this ignorant, or is he lying to his viewers? And on this one, I could totally see it being either way, because he is ignorant. He rarely seems to know anything about what he's talking about. But he's also full of shit. And so maybe he's like maybe he's just full of ignorant shit.
Besides, a certain set of wedge issues like Roe v. Wade. It just feels like it's one of those ways of discounting a consensus existing, right? Calling a consensus something.
What consensus, though? We're talking about a very small number of people who wanted him to be the nominee in the first place. There was a primary that was that everybody understood as a formality, and that basically nobody participated in, except for people who were doing a protest uncommitted vote, which actually massively exceeded expectations. I mean, like, what the hell is he getting this from?
More insidious. I don't think a consensus on its own is bad, but I think a consensus that you're not.
Ja, mich überrascht das eigentlich auch nicht, denn Destiny ist rechts und Biden ist rechts. Destiny will den Völkermord in Gaza vollendet wissen und Biden macht sich ja auch stark für den Völkermord in Gaza. Also die sind beide rechte Arschlöcher und sie sind halt seelenverwandt.
not allowed to challenge is cult-like. So that's why I think she's probably on the money there. To be fair, I think she's been posting cringe, but that's an okay point. Is that like the fact that we do have these.
Wait, you just completely debunked yourself in real time because a second ago you were like giving her shit about this.
Disagreements here over like whether or not our current candidate and incumbent should be the next president when we are this close to utter decimation does speak volumes.
You aren't willing to consider that the reason you're this close to utter decimation is that this guy has been shoved down everybody's throats?
To how uncult-like the left is, at least.
But this isn't the left. Like, Brianna Wu isn't the left. Fucking Joe Walsh certainly isn't. He's a fucking Republican. I don't know who your man down here on the bottom right is. Big American flag tells me probably not the left. Fucking Destiny is a white nationalist. Never been on the left. Outright, openly hates the left. He's like famously hates the left and is not shy about it. I mean, the leftmost person in this constellation is fucking Junk Uyghur, who sucks. I mean, he's at best like sort of a progressive leaning liberal who will ultimately take whatever side the party leadership wants him to take.
As a point of comparison to the right.
All week, I'm sure everyone on this panel has been, but I think it's
this panel is made up of the right.
And I think it's worth remembering, all of us are here for the same reason. We want to beat Donald Trump, and we realize democracy is on.
So true, I'm drama farming.
There are several things that really give me a lot of concern with this, but I don't feel as strongly as I think my good friend Jenk does. The first is a president that only has 36% approval rating is effectively unelectable in my view. There's not a precedent for this, and even though I understand it's very tricky, especially the compliance things with getting the money shifted around and building campaign offices.
Yeah, the money getting shifted around is really not a concern. I mean, the money is coming from people who, if they lose, however much they've dropped on this asshole, they can take that and drop a little bit more on the next asshole. That's not a fucking problem. We're talking about, these elections are bankrolled by motherfuckers who own most of money. Like, even if the money has a write-off, there will be money.
And getting canvassing operations, I really don't.
That'd be in 4 months, by the way. They'd have to do that for a new candidate within 4 months.
See another good option at this point. As Joe said, the problem is
literally a generic Democrat does better in polling than Joe Biden.
Biden's health is going to dominate the news cycle from here on out,
which sucks actually, because Biden's genocide ought to be dominating it. The fact that we're talking about this shit and not about the fact that, according to the most recent comprehensive study by The Lancet, one of the leading peer-reviewed medical journals, they've published quite a few major sort of mass mortality related studies. They did one that actually was part of the finding that the U.S. had killed over 1 million people in Iraq in the first 3 years of the occupation there. They had also, and they found what they described as a conservative estimate of probably 186,000 people, 8% of the population murdered by the U.S. and Israel. And maybe we should talk about that a little bit more. And it would be nice if we could actually instead, just be done with this bullshit. Obviously Biden's passed it, and nobody wanted him to begin with. It wasn't like he was like this fucking folk hero to begin with. He was the guy who would walk around and for years, he was the guy who would make it harder for you to pay off your student loans. Er ist nicht mitschuldig. Er ist schuldig. Also Israel ist sein Erfüllungsgehilfe. Israel tut nichts, was die USA nicht wollen.
Second, we're talking about that. We're not talking about the existential threat that Donald Trump is to democracy. So,
okay, you lost me there, because how can you have an existential threat to something we don't have?
So, I feel like our odds are slightly better if we change candidates, but my mind could be changed.
Okay, we'll get into it as we go. Thank you for being here. Cenk Uygur, please, what do you got?
Yeah, this is the easiest decision of all time. He's at 36% approval. When he won last time in 2020, remember he barely won the Electoral College by about 44,000 votes in 3 swing states, which is
exactly
microscopic lead. And at that point,
against a historically unpopular motherfucker too. Like,
he had
to be very clear, by the way, Donald Trump's support base has not grown since then.
Yeah, that's exactly the fucking point, Xanderhole. His support base is tiny. That's why it is that's why it says something that your guy, Genocide Joe, Butcher Biden, is not the favorite to win. You realize how fucking unpopular you have to be to not be the favorite in this race?
2% approval rating. Now he's at 36. I did the math on it. That's a 16-point difference. So the folks who look at the interview from last night and go, "Oh, he survived. He answered the questions." That's not.
Yeah, the questions that his campaign gave them in advance.
Within a million miles of good enough. He has to make up a 16-point deficit.
And I mean, the thing is, the way, and this whole conversation is also all around avoiding any substantive discussion. It's just about it is such a pointless discussion to be having, really, because the real thing is, like, if somebody got in there and said, and actually, like, credibly said, we're going to get the insurance companies out of your life, we're going to get Israel out of fucking Gaza, and, your student loans, we're going to use the Higher Education Act, the authority that already exists, and you can say goodbye to that bullshit. And just a couple of good things that improve people's lives and address real, like, existential concerns that they are facing would kick Trump's ass. But the Democrats don't want to offer that. They don't even want to pretend to offer that, because they do not want people to have those sorts of expectations. They're trying to keep people's expectations low because their intention is to underperform those expectations.
And in that regard. And guys, if you follow politics,
I unfortunately don't see another candidate coming out and just sweeping in the way that they need to. But
well, then you need to look.
Biden very well could lose. It's possible.
It's not just possible, it's likely.
I don't think the pre-election polling is as reliable as Cenk Uygur seems to think it is. I mean, you guys remember what the polling was like for Hillary before 2016, right? Like, to the extent that the Democrat Party was...
Yeah, it was extremely close. She was actually the worst possible option. Yeah, it's not. It isn't going to pinpoint it exactly, but but when you have somebody who can barely do appreciably better, like outside the margin for error, against somebody who the majority of the population view as an existential threat, then you've got a problem. You should pick somebody else if your goal is to win, and if you're trying to throw the thing, at least be honest about it.
Practically asleep for that election. Like, it was like they handed themselves the trophy before the election even happened, because the polling was so overwhelmingly favorable to Hillary. And then Hillary...
It was not actually that favorable. I mean, it showed her in there were polls that showed her just barely losing, and some that showed her just barely winning. And there were also polls that were comparing her to other Democrats, and a number of them would have been a much surer shot than her. I mean, and the same thing happened with Biden. And and Clinton just barely lost and Biden just barely won. The fact that it's just barely should say something. But they don't want to win. They would rather lose to Trump than offer a real alternative.
She lost. She lost the Electoral College. And the results were not very in line with the majority of projections. And
actually, they were, though. They actually were. The majority of projections put it as being quite close, and it was.
And people were like, what the fuck? What happened? The projections were so clearly favoring Hillary.
He's just like rewriting history here. This is impressive world building.
And there's a lot of reasons people have come up with for why it went that way.
Yeah, but people who actually were paying attention to the polls and not just reading the headlines written based on them, because the media coverage of polling is rarely particularly accurate. It's always selective. It always only shows the bit that that fits in with whatever the prefabricated narrative is. And often the questions people are being asked are totally misrepresented. A good example of this is a Pew poll that is often cited to show that the overwhelming majority of Vietnamese people want a neoliberal free market system. So Luna Oy actually decided, because that just sounded like nonsense, so she actually went to the people who did the polling in Vietnam and got them to explain what the actual question they asked people in Vietnam was. And the question was just, do you think, they used a date. It was specifically the date when the U.S. ended their economic warfare against Vietnam that was preventing them from recovering from the devastating genocidal U.S. war there. And it said, would you agree or disagree that Vietnam is better off since that date? That was the question. So it was actually like, do you feel that Vietnam is better off since the U.S. stopped trying to strangle the country to death? But it was reported as, are you in favor of free market reforms? This sort of thing is common. And a lot of the time, the most important and most interesting polling results aren't even reported in the media. Which is why you should, if you want to look into polling, you need to look at the data tables that have the actual questions and the actual breakdowns of the answers. Because most of the time, you will not get that in the reporting. Bernie Sanders ist ja eigentlich ein Arschloch, aber ist ja der einzige Demokrat, der wirklich beliebt ist. Und könnte Trump mit links schlagen. Aber wird das nicht tun. Wird das nicht tun, denn ist dazu da, damit die Demokraten den Leuten weismachen können, es gäbe auch was für normale Werktätige in der Partei. Nur dazu ist eigentlich da. Aber der ist eigentlich ein Riesenarschloch und der ist völlig überschätzt. But it is time for me to wrap up, and I just want to thank everyone for joining in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I will be back for the hyperpolyglotting stream on YouTube at 4:30 p.m. on this coming Friday, U.S. Eastern Time, and then back here at the Untitled Anarchist Seagull channel at 11:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, Friday and Saturday. I thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. It's always good to see you all, and I hope that it was worth your while. Have a good night, good luck, and fun.